I found no one like you, no one like you, no one like you, till I found you. I love this song so much. It is by Ochiko and it's featuring Kinoti. I've been listening to it back to back to back to back to back. Am I behind? Yes, but I know it now and I love it now. Does that matter? I hope it does. Okay. Hey, family, what's going on? What it is? What's up? Okay, what it is? Oh, what's up? Every good one needs a little love. Every bad girl needs a little love. If you put it down, I'ma pick it up. What it is? Oh, what's up? What's up? What's tea? What's going on? Anyway, there's a lot of noise in my background. Hopefully I'll be able to mitigate that. The kids are screaming as per usual. I don't know if my neighbor is building a pool inside their apartment. I don't know, but they've been constructing something for a while now. Anyway, there's nothing there. I don't even want to get into that, girl, because I'll just get annoyed. Okay, welcome to Beckie Audio Diaries podcast, a message from me to me for you to listen in. It's a podcast, guys. In the last video, our first ever episode, Nancy was like, if you started a podcast, I would listen. Here it is. You were listening to the podcast. This season's title is The Big Sister I Never Had. This is episode 2. Episode 1 was on bullying. This episode is on body image. Let's get started. To do something a little different, this episode we're going to start with a segment called Am I the Asshole? It's been everywhere on like TikTok, YouTube as well. I've seen it on other different podcasts and etc. So I thought I was gonna do it, okay? So we're gonna do it. I'll read and then we'll discuss, okay? We'll confer. The title is The Girlfriend Who Dared to Menstruate. Dared. She dared. Okay, so my boyfriend is really protective over his furniture. I assume it's because they're white. This really shows when I'm on my period. Anyway, let me finish the whole thing first. My boyfriend does humiliating things like placing sheets on all of the chairs and lounges. In brackets, I feel like if I were to leak, I'd just leak through the sheets anyway. She right. Did you hear? I feel like if I were to leak, I'd just leak through the sheets anyway. Because what is a sheet compared to the wrath of menstruation? Anyway, whatever. And makes me sleep in the guest bedroom on the first 2 days of my period, my heaviest days, in brackets. And then he even asks me about when was the last time I changed my tampon.
Are you not ashamed of yourself?
I'm a grown woman who has had her period since the age of 12. I don't need someone to remind me to change my tampon. When he does this, I just feel embarrassed, and it gives me the vibe that he cares more about materialistic objects than me. The vibe. Okay. I'm not even allowed to cuddle him during my period. He acts like I'm gushing like a waterfall or something. I started my period yesterday, and as I expected, the sheets came out. Okay. I decided to put my foot down and I take all of the sheets off the furniture, which got my boyfriend irritated, to which I told him that he needs to stop treating me like a leaking juice box. He's saying that I have no right to prevent him from protecting his expensive furniture. My sister, I'm sorry, I'm trying to read through this thing. Does she not know English? Or is it me? He's saying that I have no right to prevent him from keeping his... Oh, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. My bad. I read it wrong. He's saying that I have no right to prevent him from keeping his expensive furniture clean and that I am the one acting like a jerk, in quotes. I need to know, am I the asshole? Question mark. Hey, yeah. So, I think she's gotten the vibe. Able to read you hapo kwa vibe kwanza. It's a vibe. This is something that jumped out to me. The vibe. When he does this, I just feel embarrassed, and it gives me the vibe that he cares more about materialistic objects than me. The vibe. One, your man is not properly educated. I hate to say, but ni ukweli. Na sijui nitakwambiaje. Because bed sheet, because I'm on my period. don't think so, girl. Is it that he cares more about the materialistic objects, or is it that he's not educated? He's unlearned. Yeah, he is. Because honestly, sanitary pads exist, tampons exist, menstrual cups exist, and the rest that I've left out in case there are more, they exist. I'm not even allowed to cuddle him during my period. Listen, I don't even know whether I should call this menstrual shame, or is he just flat out dumb? Because listen, I was going to give some sound helpful advice, but this has just given me the ick. How don't you have the ick, my darling? I feel like you should have the ick by now. But anyway, who am I to say that? Who am I? Like, throughout your relationship, every time you're on your period, you're in the guest bedroom, every time you're on your period, the couches are covered with bed sheets. So when you have guests over now, what are you going to say about the bed sheets? Next question.
Next question. See ya.
I'm sorry, I would dump you expeditiously. Get lost. I'm sorry, bye. Anyway, on to the topic of the day, body image. It's a topic that in my heart I know is very difficult to talk about, because as I said at the beginning of, as I said and as I will be saying at the beginning of this podcast, welcome to Beckie Audio Diaries, a message from me to me for you to listen in. So as I give my opinions and as you give yours, please be respectful and let's respect each other. Okay, let me tell you a little story about how I came to hate my body, why, and basically the whole backstory behind how I started to hate my body. In high school, I dated someone. Don't date in high school. First of all, do not date in high school. This is just key pointer to all the girls out there, because I'm usually talking to the girls. Don't date in high school. I'm telling you, me. Live through me. Do not date in high school. Thank you. Anyway, I dated someone in high school. They were a good person, can't complain, blah blah blah. It ended, and it ended, it was the first person I had ever dated, or the second.
Girl, security.
I dated this person for a few months, then after that it ended, and when it ended, so did my feelings. Okay, my heart broken. Okay, soul crushed. Okay, spirit devoured. Okay, I was done. It was one of the most painful times in my life, to be honest, because this is the person I thought I would marry. You know, for me at that age, everyone was my soulmate. So after that, obviously I went into a sort of depressive state. I wasn't eating, I wasn't leaving my room, I wasn't talking to people, and so I lost a lot of weight. I think from 60 kgs I went all the way down to like 50, 51, 52, around there. And so then came the hating of my body, the hating of how I looked, the hating of how I felt, because now I was so unhealthy. I was like dizzy and lethargic and all that. You could literally see my ribs. If I wore a bikini, you could see my ribs. They were there, they were looking at us, they were with us in the room. Okay, that started the whole me hating myself, me hating my body over a man. Someone sent a slap.
Shut your stupid ass.
At the time, I was naive and dumb, because I used to believe men. I know, and saying that out loud is very crazy. I used to believe men.
It's a chicken salad.
I used to talk and I say, love this, because I was young and dumb and everything in between. Okay, girl, and everything in between. Afterwards, I really struggled to eat, to put on weight, because now I didn't like myself and I wanted to get back to liking myself. And so I'm eating, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm searching, I'm on Google. I'm like, what do I need to do to gain back my weight? But I had lost my appetite so much, I couldn't eat a full chapati. If you don't know what a chapati is, And yeah, and so I started trying to gain it back, but then it reached a point when it was like, okay, sis, now you're forcing yourself, to the point where I even felt like trigger warning to the point where I was eating so much, forcing myself, to the point where sometimes I would eat and feel like vomiting. I didn't vomit, but it felt like I could. Try and like ward off the negative comments from people. Family was commenting on my body, random people are commenting as well. If you meet your parents with someone, you know how auntie so and so, I don't know you, but those I don't knows were commenting. The NPCs had something to say, everybody had something to say. Develop the mindset that, you know what, all of you are dumb and I'm the smart one. And so I know what has gotten me into this hole. I know the problem, and so listen, I'm gonna figure out a way to get myself out of this hole. But soon enough I got back to myself and feeling much better. With that came accepting that I was at a different point at the time, and that I should have been kinder to myself when I was going through the things that I was going through, because I wasn't kind to myself. And I would take other people's opinions of my body, I would take other people's opinions of my health and my weight and me being thin or me being skinny, and I would carry those and wear them on my sleeve, and that was gospel, even though it wasn't. Me doing this episode is not to tell you that I was perfect and I changed and I loved myself through the hard times, because that would be lying. Try to be kinder to yourself, because I wasn't kind to myself. In a world when people are already in a world where some people are already not the nicest, are not the kindest, it would be a tragedy for you to be mean or not kind to yourself as well. And so I look back and I feel so bad for myself, because in the moment when no one else was in my corner, I should have at least had myself. You know, I should have had my back. I should have had me's back. You know, should have had me back. But I didn't. And so even as I talk about body image, I just want to tell you that you are beautiful. Even if you don't feel like you're beautiful right now, because at the time that I'm speaking of, like that time, I didn't feel beautiful. I felt demeaned, I felt put down, I was emotionally not doing well, mentally I was not doing well, physically I was not doing well, spiritually I was not doing well. I was actually not doing well, full stop. Mentally, physically, spiritually, I was in the pits, I was in the dumps. But I feel like if I had clung to being kind to myself, if I had clung to, for those who believe in God, if you do, let me open the verse for whoever it may concern. If I had clung to, I've pulled it up. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works, and I know this very well. Psalms 139:14. If you're religious, if you're not, as I was saying, if I had clung to me being kind to myself, me being more open to the possibility that I am still beautiful, then maybe it would have made a difference in how I was feeling mentally, in how I was feeling emotionally, things I would have wanted to hear. Because once again, it's a message from me to me for you to listen in. Thing number one, oh my gosh, can I pull it up? Let's see if I can pull it up. Oh, wait. Actually, something that I forgot. Something that I also forgot is that I was really tapped in or really infatuated with what men thought. Because I used to think men were caring too much what the other gender have to say. Okay? I used to care very much what men had to say, because I used to think they are so, you know. But there's something I want to read for you guys as we get into things that I would have wanted to hear. Okay, so I'm going to read. I watched the Barbie movie, and I think what stuck with me most was Gloria's monologue, so I'm going to read that for you, and you can go and digest it. It's literally impossible to be a woman. You're beautiful and so smart, and it kills me that you don't think you're good enough. Like, we have to always be extraordinary, but somehow we're always doing it wrong. You have to be thin, but not too thin, and you can never say you want to be thin. You have to say you want to be healthy. But you also have to be thin. You have to have money, but you can't ask for money because that's crass. You have to be a boss, but you can't be mean. But you have to lead, but you can't squash other people's ideas. You're supposed to love being a mother, but don't talk about your kids all the damn time. You have to be a career woman, but also be looking out for other people. You have to answer for men's bad behavior, which is insane. But if you point that out, you're accused of complaining. You're supposed to stay pretty for men, but not so pretty that you tempt them too much or that you threaten other women, because you're supposed to be part of the sisterhood. Okay? But always stand out and always be grateful, but never forget the system is rigged. So find a way to acknowledge that, but also always be grateful. You have to never get old, never be rude, never show off, never be selfish, never fall down, never fail, never show fear, never get out of line. It's too hard. It's too contradictory, and nobody gives you a medal or says thank you. And it turns out that, in fact, not only are you doing everything wrong, but everything is your fault. I'm just so tired of watching myself and every single woman tie herself into knots so that people will like us. And if all that is also true for a doll just representing women, then I don't even know. If you haven't watched the movie, that is like a major spoiler, by the way. I think that monologue really honestly speaks for itself. I want to add nothing to it. If you haven't watched the Barbie movie, even after that spoiler, make sure you go and watch it. That's the first thing that I would have wanted to hear. Thing number 2, you can't be nothing to yourself and everything to everybody else. I'll repeat. You can't be nothing to yourself and everything to everybody else. This is something I would have wanted to hear for many reasons, but I feel like the main reason is because I was so quick to think about, what does this other person need? What do I need to change so that they can like me? Do I need to do this better, or do I need to do that better? But at the end of the day, what does Rebecca need? What does Rebecca need Rebecca to do for her to do better? Do you ever ask yourself that? Joy, Nancy, trying to remember people's names, Nema, and everyone else present, if you are. Do you ever ask yourself, what does Rebecca need? What do you need? You know, I feel like, as the monologue said, we are meant to, or expected to, take care of everyone else, and we forget ourselves sometimes. Almost all the time. Thing number 3, you are beautiful from the crown of your head to the tip of your toes. I feel like sometimes, because of our insecurities, we forget to love every single part of our bodies. Oh, my underarms are dark, my inner thighs are dark. Oh, my bikini area has ingrown hair, so I am not cute. Oh, my face doesn't match my neck, so I'm just not cute. My under eyes are dark, so etc, stretch marks and all of that. The 4th thing is what I had read. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works, and I know this very well. Psalms 139 verse 14, for anyone who is a believer in our Lord Jesus Christ. Okay? Number 5, have your own back, love yourself and your body, and say kind things to yourself. You know, saying mean things to yourself with the belief in those things is like an own goal. You know, it's like an own goal. It's like being at war with another country and you're shooting your own countrymen. That's what it is to me. So be loyal to you. As humans, we expect loyalty, we expect truth, we expect love. Be those things for yourself, okay? Before you run along to give all the good things that you have to offer, give them to yourself, because you deserve them first and foremost. Be selfish, kwani kila siku ni nani atapata, kila siku ni Kimani atapata love. Love you, my darling. Love you. Kimani can wait. Just love yourself, okay? Number 6, have your own positive thoughts on your mind, body, and soul, so others' opinions might sting, but not put a dent in your spirit. Have your own positive thoughts on your mind, body, and soul, so others' opinions might sting, but not put a dent in your self-love or your spirit, or in your love for yourself. Okay, so I feel like with time, it takes time, and it's not every day, it's on and off sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. Having positive thoughts about myself and reaffirming myself, because words of affirmation is one of my top love languages. And so affirming myself and telling myself positive things and telling myself kind things: you are beautiful, you are smart, you are capable, all these things, they make me feel good, they make me feel loved. And so when someone comes and tells me that I'm ugly when I'm having a good self-love, self-positive day, because it's not every day, I'll be like, cool, you really thought you ate? Give me that fucking plate, girl. You ain't saying none. So yeah, not that it's every day, but not that every day your positive affirmations and kindness are gonna work, I'm not going to lie. But have your own positive thoughts on your mind, body, and soul, so that other opinions might sting but not put a dent in your spirit or self-love. Next, your body is a vessel. Take care of it. If you don't like something, find a way to love it, even as you choose to change it for you. Okay, let me reread that. Your body is a vessel. Take care of it. If you don't like something, find a way to love it, even as you choose to change it for you. For you, not for Kemani. You want to change this certain thing because it bothers you. You don't hate yourself. That thing just bothers you. And so, you know, I don't want to see it no more, or I don't want to have it anymore. So bye. Okay? Not for Kemani and Jogona and whoever. I've forgotten men's names. What are men called nowadays? Kemani, Jogona, mnaitwaje? Sijui. But those ones, those men, do it for you. Okay? Do it for you. Last thing, the 8th thing I would have wanted to hear is, we don't choose the bodies we are born with, but what we can choose is how to love ourselves, take care of ourselves, and be healthy for ourselves. Should I say again? Najua masikio saa zingine zinakuanga zimefungwa. I know your ears sometimes are not working well. I can say it one more time. We don't choose the bodies we are born with, but what we can choose is to love ourselves, take care of ourselves, and be healthy for ourselves. So obviously you didn't choose the body that you were born with, okay, but you do have a responsibility to take care of yourself, take care of your health, take care of your body the best way you know how. If you need help, get help. If you want to see a nutritionist, see a nutritionist. If you want to see a therapist, see a therapist. If you want to see a doctor, whoever you want to see, go ahead. But the responsibility is ours, or was mine at the time, because obviously this is a message from me to me for you to listen in. The responsibility was mine at the time to take care of myself, to take care of my health, whether mental, physical, or spiritual. And I didn't do that. And that's why I'm talking to you, so that if you can find it in yourself to take care of yourself and take a moment to really appreciate yourself, then do that by all means. Thank you so much for tuning into the Beckie Audio Diaries podcast, season 1, the big sister I never had, episode 2, body image. If you didn't watch episode 1, it was on bullying, and I spilled some tea. Okay, if you want to watch that episode, make sure you do. It is in the playlist section under Beckie Audio Diaries podcast, so make sure you check it out. And all the other content on my channel is grouped on playlists. If you'd like to watch a full playlist of my visual diaries, my travel vlogs, or of something else, they're all grouped on the playlists for you to watch. Make sure you give this video a like, make sure you subscribe if you enjoy the content, and don't forget to comment. I want to hear what you want to hear from me. So much more to come from me. Bye. Once again, thank you for being here. Shangwe Navigator Kwako, thank you.